justice system. The people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police, who investigate crime, and the district attorneys.
That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Pop that there, man. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Break that up, pop that there, man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up, man. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will. Excuse me. Excuse me. Break that up. That's assault. Excuse me. You cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that up. Break that. Break that. Break that. That's break that up. Break that up. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that up. Flop that chair here. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Flop that chair. Man. Flop that chair. Man. Flop that chair. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. Break that up. That's break that up. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Man. Break that up. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Flop that chair. That's assault. Break that up. Man, that's assault. Man, break that up. Man, break that up. Flop that chair. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Man, that's assault. Man, it is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up. Break that up. Man. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that show? I will be. Excuse me. Man. Excuse me. Break that up. That's assault. Excuse that chair. Man. You cannot touch me like that. Break that up. Break that up. Break that. Break that. Break that. That's break that. Break that. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that up. Break that. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Flop that. Break that. That's assault. Flop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that up. Flop that chair here. Man, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Flop that chair. Flop that chair. Flop that chair. Man, these people are going to eject you from the line. Break that up. That's break that up. Break that up. That's assault. Break that up. Man. Break that up. Oh, I will. Man. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Flop that chair here. That's assault. Break that up. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 That's assault.
That is assault. Hey, guess what, guys? We have a lot to go over today. Let me get rid of banner because it's going to pause me a lot. We're still having terrible internet. Everyone blames the floods. I agree. I blame the floods. I blame the bad weather. Let me get rid of this banner. There we go. For some reason, banner slows everything down. There we go. Now we're better. Also, you might notice StreamYard looks a little different. I don't know why, but they keep changing things. Now, yeah, let's get those transcripts read. Read them and weep. Dude, we're going to read through them probably next week. I know it's a bummer. A lot of people want to read through all of them tonight. Yeah, love receipts. We're going to go slowly through them. I want to read them first and make sure that I consume them before I present them. Especially because if there's something really disturbing in there or something that's like, I don't know, it feels like wrong to share or unethical, I don't want to accidentally share it. Maybe we'll do it. Let's give me 3 days because there's a lot, but we are going to look at some of them tonight. Before we start at the beginning and go all the way through. Because I gotta be real with you guys. I had to take like a 2-day break. I had a lot of stuff going on in just at home in IRL, you know what I mean? And I was getting very overwhelmed. And I gotta tell you, reading the stuff that is already available was so freaking depressing. Having to go through everything that was released yesterday. I did start, and I have to tell you, dude, yeah, I don't like having emotions on camera. You guys know that. I'm one of those people, it's kind of weird. I really hate pictures being taken of me without me knowing. I don't like posting pictures or videos of me. It's weird. I don't know. I'm very like, if I get emotional on camera, I just have to click out because I'm like, I can't do it. Guess what, Dad Stone? No, I'm not. I'm not. Unfortunately, I am violently aware. But I will tell you this much. It's really depressing. Like, a lot of the stuff is really sad. And I gotta say, I was pretty angry at some of the stuff I read was absolutely framed wrong by the overall public, I think. A lot of things were left out of context. And I will tell you this much. One of the first things I did was go find a bunch of my girl Turbo's notes and then compare them. And I have to say, I just want to give her a round of applause because I didn't see her take anything out of context. Some of her notes were dead ass exact replicas of what we saw in the documents. And I will just forever trust her because holy shit. Also, I don't know what the crowns are. Somebody told me that it's like people who chat a lot or have high engagement. So, like, I guess if you chat a lot in the chat, or maybe I don't know. It might be something to do with super chat, someone else said. I have no clue. I just think just ignore them. Like, it's a little, the way I look at it is it's a picture. Unless it makes you feel good, then accept it and love it. Yeah, Turbo is basically Madam Court Reporter. If she didn't have a real badass job, I would tell her go be a court reporter because it like handwritten notes, dead ass. And I was kind of blown away. I've never seen such thorough notes. And Teddy took them too, right? Dude, shout outs to Teddy, shout outs to Turbo. Like, some of them not a word difference, you know? And if something was incoherent, they'd write like incoherent or like not like didn't understand what they were saying. One thing that I want to go through today, we have actually a lot of things to go through today. Don Maria, it's about hey, who was it? Mitty sent me, I think, a very funny Italian, the most Italian like Instagram video ever. I want to make sure I can't get copyright struck for it. And if I can't, I'd love to play it next time. She's like, this is Dawn. And I'm like, this is so Dawn. We need you to do a cooking video and just leave the sound from this one on because it's just the most Italian thing I've ever seen, and I love it. So here's what we have. Mitty's like, yes, Dawn Marie, you would love it. Mitty, you have to send it to Dawn. It's perfect. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. I wanted to give you guys an Erica update tonight. I'm positive it was her who came into the comments. Here's what I'm going to say. You're going to notice that some of the past videos about her, I edited some stuff out. Here's why. For the protection of others. She is feral as fuck, and we have to be careful. I don't want her to have anything to use in her favor in court. So there's some minor edits to help out some new friends. And I'll say this much. I've been keeping in touch with 2 people who know her extremely well. Not going to say who, but they know her very well. And I just let's all say a collective prayer for them, for one of them as they go into court. Let's just say that. I have a feeling she has no idea what's about to hit her. Like, so when she came into the comments, so it turns out the cat was a plant. The dead cat was a plant, she says. Somebody planted a dead cat in her house. They planted kittens with fleas. This was all a big plant to smear her to harm Richard Allen. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And I cannot even comprehend the level of indecency and mental illness that it must take to really truly believe that someone has killed cats and planted them to frame you for a major murder case that you are not a part of. It is a long story. Donnie, not Wahlberg. If you watch like the last 2 or 3 lives, you'll see who she is. She's intense. Yeah, how silly is that? Like, nobody is planting. Yeah, that sounds real familiar. No one's planting a cat to frame a nobody. It's just not happening. The most annoying part is probably, oh, you don't talk enough, Donna. You don't talk enough, Donna. Talk more. I think the most let me just say this. There is so much going on with that trial. To see somebody make it about them instead of the girls is infuriating enough. Okay. To see somebody who doesn't even have a PI license play PI, and then to actually consider that everything revolves around you in the way that she does, to the point where you would tamper and you would do hood rat shit with your friends that involves dead cats. Like, she's out of her mind, in my opinion. To insinuate that it's some sort of Truman Show with dead cats is just bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. She has not taken me up on my offer to buy her a lovely dress from Lane Bryant for her court hearing in exchange for an interview to speak head to head with a Texas Ranger ex-DPS officer or an ex-Texas Ranger who's a DPS officer, and quite frankly, a wonderful human being whose job it is to literally sort through and vet PI licenses in Texas. I just want her to talk to them since she has one, and maybe he and her can have a conversation about what's legal and what's not legal before she tries to come back to this state and fuck up more shit. She has not taken me up on that, surprisingly. But we will get to her more later. We're going to have another episode where we follow up on her. Now, tonight, we have a lot to talk about. That is Marcus holding a toy car. He's about to meet Fredrickson. You've seen this clip before. I throw it in there because it brings me joy. Tonight, here's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you the rundown, okay? I've made a big ass dent. It's so many. I mean, the amount of, Lane Bryant, I'm evil. And here's the thing, I'm allowed to say that because I'm fat. So here's the thing. Here's what we're going to go through. Tonight, we're going to have to vet Marcus a little more. We're going to learn a little more about Marcus. We're going to get some sillies out at the request of many of you. Then we're going to talk about a funny situation that happened with Coldplay. Okay. Laura, liking and subscribing. Thank you, Laura. We're going to talk about a funny situation with Coldplay. Then we're going to go over eventually the Rex Heuermann Fry hearing information. We're going to talk about, and that is courtesy of Mr. Raul. Okay. Mr. Raul, SK935. That's Teddy, right? I take offense to those comments. Those are my women. Erica's not in that club. Hey, I'm in the club. I'm allowed to say it because Dress Barn? Oh, Jesus. Sherlock. Oh, that's so mean. Jumbotron did do an OSINT this week. And for those of you who are not on X and don't know what's going on, we're going to go over that. And there was a statement put out by the CEO. It is fake. And we're going to read it, even though it's fake, because let's just say you think Mike Hunt was a funny name. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. Who else? Apparently uh who's been meddling in the Coldplay conspiracy. Then we're going to call up my friend Jessica. We're going to call up my friend Jessica and talk to her because she has a missing cousin. His name is Kobe, and he's missing out of California. And when she told me about this, she's one of my true crime friends. I told you guys there's a couple of friends that helped me out with some cases over the years that got really into it. She's one of them. She's one of my dearest, oldest friends, and she's got a missing relative. And I want to show you who he is because I know that a bunch of you guys are from California. And I just want you to be on the lookout for him. He has mental health issues. It's a very sad situation. She hasn't seen him in about 2 years. Your main account is still Teddy. I don't know what happened, but I went back and checked, like, you're not banned. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if, like, can you still, I don't think you've ever said anything about COVID-19 or Epstein or any of the things that they supposedly shadow ban you for. But I don't know what the hell is going on, Teddy. I don't know. You're always welcome here. We love you. But yeah, we're going to talk to Jessica. We're going to call her on the phone and ask her a couple questions about Kobe, get to know him better because there's not a ton of information out there about him. And then we're going to end the episode talking about jury tampering in regards to the new Delphi documents. I told you guys before how there were people, some of Erica's friends, some other YouTubers who jury tampered. They did some fucked up shit. I told you they followed the jurors home, tried to take pictures of their license plates. A couple of people in the comments said, show me, prove it. Okay. Because the documents dropped, and guess what? The judge noticed. The attorneys knew. And you know what's funny is these people were still allowed on court TV, on YouTube to do what they're doing. They're still allowed in the courtroom. One of them was in the courtroom and the judge was talking about it. They don't name them, but don't worry. I know exactly who it is. And I have videos to show you of them admitting to it and doing it. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? So shout outs to Lana from Truth and Transparency. Wow. What a jury tamperer she is. This is going to be neat. This is going to be fun for her and all of the defense's little friends. That was cool of them. That was really cool of them. Anyway, we're going to get into that. I'm saving that for last, but don't worry. It's not going to take forever. And yes, I said her name. Say her name. Oh, what was that? Oh, wait, what? Yeah, Lana from Truth and Transparency. And I'll show you. I will show you as soon as we get off the fucking roof, okay? Because
Get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy get on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy ain't grilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got tools on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, oh shit, he's falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Look, shit, you just like a fat. Shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Take a big ass off.
big boy, get on the roof. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. Titties on your back, get on the roof. I fucking love that song so much. Every time I start bobbing my head. Can you believe I counted it the other day? I think we had 6 big boys on the roof and nobody complained. We actually gained viewers. That's how crazy that song is. It's very catchy. I think between that and the golfer getting the shit kicked out of him, I mean, that and Marcus, I can play them a million times and no one gets sick of it, I think. It's not enough. We need it again. Don't worry. We're going to constantly be playing that. I did get, hey, what's the matter with you? Look, we have had so much. Look, I don't know. Word has it. Look, I'm not going to say, I don't know who Lana's affiliated with. But I would say other people know. We're going to go one at a time, though. Let's start with her because she's fun. You know what? Here's what. Raccoon is still your favorite. Okay. You made your husband watch that whole live for the golf fight and Big Boy on the Roof. Did he love it? Now, Teddy knows. We're going to have Teddy on and we're going to have Turbo on and we'll talk about it. You need my help with something? Email me. I got you. Is it Krakoon? Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Look, are we talking about Marcus? I do believe that Marcus, you didn't get an answer. Okay, Marcus is a worm. He's a VR worm. I don't know why he has arms and legs with no feet, but he does. Okay, he does. We're going to watch a little Marcus to get us started off, and then we're going to get into the episode, okay? Twerking in the Dirty is a timeless classic. Absolutely. We're going to do some timeless classics today. Let's go ahead and start with some Marcus, okay? You'd already seen the fight, but you didn't see Big Boy? Dude, Turbo and Teddy, I knew were great. I've always trusted them. I feel like from day one, they've been honest, whether it benefits whatever side they're on or not, they still give the info. And they interpret it as it comes, and I appreciate that. And I knew that when I read the transcripts, it was going to match everything that they said, but you got to do the OSINT. You got to check. And I did. And wow. No, he said that he's a fish fucker. That's a little different. Get on the Roof is inspirational. But let me tell you this much. When I saw how exact they were in their notes, I've never felt better about trusting my own gut when it comes to court documents. I will trust them forever. And that's probably not good because Teddy, he's all about clout. That's why Teddy has a channel where he's constantly grifting. Teddy can't even keep a fucking screen name. He's poor dude. Oh my God. No, in all seriousness, like Teddy and Turbo, this is a prime opportunity for them to slip some bullshit in just to fuck with me and discredit me because I am now forever indebted and I believe everything they say. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna fluff and buff ourselves with a little Marcus and then get on with the episode. Here we go.
What the hell was that? There's something in the garage. You almost hit it. Oh, Fredrickson. No, don't hit Fredrickson. That's my little cousin. You want to meet him? He's really... Hey, Fredrickson, don't you be throwing that stuff back. Marcus, don't get into a throwing fight with Fredrickson. Marcus? Fredrickson? Why are you hitting Wyatt? Fredrickson, no, you're throwing shit at me. Look, that's my cousin. You guys haven't met each other. Isn't he cute?
I didn't mean it.
I know. Here, I want you to meet Fred.
It's a turd in the wild. Did you guys see? There she is. I'm going to have to fix your mod ship. I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, Peggy, but I knew Hobie could do it better. So I sat in the cuck chair. You know about the cuck chair? Oh, did Satan tell you about that? Satan went to a bar once and there was a cuck chair in the bathroom. Still don't understand. Mandy Joe, get out of the COD. Don't worry, you have time. We're going to play some Marcus and go over some other stuff. We're going to do that last, but I do have to speed through it. But I do want to say this. Look at how cute Fredrickson is in the background here. Look at how adorable he is peeking over Marcus. But also, what the fuck is with Wyatt's shoes? Can I complain about a VR cartoon that brings me so much joy for a minute? Can I just have one complaint? I hate these shoes. Wrestlers wear these shoes. Xavier Woods wears these shoes. There's all these wrestlers who wear these, like, what are they? Like Dutch shoes? I hate them. When elves wear them, I get so upset. Like in movies, you know, if you see an elf with the curled shoes, anytime I see a sultan with curved shoes, something about the curl, it pisses me off so bad. Why does that anger me? Does anybody else have a hatred of those shoes? Like, I really hate them. Like, they make me viscerally angry. Just seeing shoes with a toe curl is so upsetting, and I don't know why. No reason, just had to get that out of my system. Let's go.
Why are you hitting Wyatt? Frederick said, no, you're throwing shit at me. Look, that's my cousin. You guys haven't met each other. Isn't he cute? Isn't he?
Mean it.
I know. Here, I want you to meet Fredrickson, okay? That's my little cousin, Fredrickson. He's really sweet. Fredrickson, be nice. That's your godfather.
Stupid, rotund, round, little bitch. Stupid head, got no hair. All round and stupid.
He's an alligator.
Tall looking.
Fredrickson, put down the gun, all right? Guys?
My bad.
All right. Well, why don't you guys hug it out? Well, no, not me and you. No, not me and you guys. You two with each other. Thanks, guys. Hey, Marcus, what are you doing at the homeless encampment? Are those... What is that behind you, Marcus?
Robert, I've been contracted to surveil this homeless encampment and raise funding for an MQ-9 Reaper drone.
A what now? An MQ what? Marcus, how are you going to raise...
Would you prefer a Hellfire missile?
How did you get something like that? Is that legal? Are we on a list?
Craigslist.
Craigslist? You just went to Craigslist and you just purchased a Hellfire missile.
Yes.
How much did that cost you? Dude, you're dropping it on the ground.
It's pretty humid out here.
Here's the thing about Hellfire missiles.
Marcus.
That they don't.
Marcus, you can't steal.
This what they don't tell you about missiles and things. There are some states in this country, in America, where you absolutely... Oh, I know who you're talking about, Captain Lou Albano, right? Or are you talking about the Iron Sheik? Both of them did that. It was very upsetting. It was very upsetting. Yeah, when the Wicked Witch's feet pop out and her toes curl, I screamed. I screamed. The only thing spookier than that as a kid was probably Freddy Krueger terrified me. And also the part in Labyrinth when those things throw their heads up. The Muppets, that shit fucked me up. And I'm probably the only person on earth who thinks the Goonies was fucking stupid. And I really hate it. And there's one part where something happens I don't remember. And all this, like, I don't know. It's like little pieces of paper come down, like almost like glitter or something. And it's just a random part of the movie. And it upset me so much. I was like, fuck the Goonies. Anyway, I don't know why today is complaint day, but it is. Yeah, Iron Sheik. So the Twitter account is actually from his manager who took, I don't want to ruin it because it's a great Twitter account, but it turns out it's his manager who took advantage of him and was a real big prick. None of it was actually the Iron Sheik. But it is funny because he quotes shit from back in the day. And I don't want to ruin that for anyone, but it is true. It is that guy. Yeah, Freddy Krueger scares the shit out of me. Anyway, turns out, did you know you can build a pipe bomb in Oklahoma and it's like fine? You just can't use them. And I don't understand that. I was watching one of those body cam footages of a guy who gets pulled over and they find pipe bombs in his truck. And one of them explodes on the officer as he's pulling it out. But what's wild is as they're arresting him, or like not arresting him, as they're detaining him, in Oklahoma, they're like, what is that? You got some pipe bombs? And then the guy's like, it's totally legal. And he's like, you're right, it is. And that's when I was like, what? And I looked it up and like, you can totally build pipe bombs there in Oklahoma of all places. That's wild to me. That's not good. Like, that's not like the place where the worst bombs have happened. Like, you've never met anyone from Oklahoma. One of my best friends, Haley, is from there. She grew up, I want to say, in like Norman or Edmond. It's really, I mean, look, I don't want to disparage it, but it's an awful place. I fucking hated it. I do not like it. But yeah, it's weird because Himothy. Yeah, it's really weird because apparently you can totally build pipe bombs there and it's legal. And this guy had them in his truck and he was like, I just want to know, what your intentions are with these. Like, you can tell that this cop's trying to look for a reason to arrest this guy. Yeah, keeping the pieces without assembly is legal, but I guess you can assemble them at home, but you can't blow them up without there's restrictions, and I guess people use them on their property. I just don't see a reason why anyone should be allowed those. It was a fucked up body cam, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, as I watch Marcus play with a lot of weapons, I always think about, I wonder if I can go to the Kwan Song Hut downtown like Marcus did and get these weapons. Like, I wouldn't, but I'm just curious, is it legal? Oh my God. Like, there are places where it's cool to just buy a live grenade. And it's like, what? How is this okay? Like, there's restrictions, but I just don't see the point. Hello, Girl Ryan. I love that you changed your name to Girl Ryan. It's very, very funny. You guys are the best. Yeah, the Trail of Tears. Yeah, Oklahoma is just, here's the thing. It gave us Hanson, so I'm not too mad at it, but it also gave us a lot of other fucked up shit. It did give us a really good cop from Live PD that's pretty hot, and it shows his relationship with this felon he's always chasing. If I can figure out how to show it without getting a copyright strike, I will. The love between this man and his felon as he chases him reminds me of Marcus and Jimbo James. Anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. Let's continue.
Marcus, don't you steal that watermelon. Don't you steal that watermelon. Marcus. No, Marcus, don't put the watermelon in the car. Marcus, what about your car? You're going to leave your car behind just to steal a watermelon? Marcus. Marcus, the watermelon fell out of the car. All right, so you're going to go pay for it? You're not, dude, we're not playing past. Okay, fine. You know what? Try to get past me. You can't. Where did it go? Whoa, where did he go? Ow! Marcus, don't take the watermelon. You got to pay for it. At least he's eating healthy.
Okay, now we're going to watch. This is a 5-minute video that was put out about Marcus and the Jimbo James jailbreak. We're going to watch this because it's really fun. We're going to learn all about Jimbo James, and then we're going to get to the gabagool. But at the end, there's another nice, long, wonderful Marcus video for you because you guys have been begging for it. When I tell you, look, custom vagina shelter? No, I think CVS stands for, isn't it customer value service or something? Fuck. There's a girl crying about it because she found out what it meant, and it made me laugh, and I showed it once, but I can't even remember what it stands for. He was moved to Oklahoma prison. I don't remember. I will have to look. It does. It's customer value service, right? Condoms, volume, and straightener. Jesus Christ. It might be. Gabagool. It does. Okay, excellent. As long as we know that. I do want to look. If he's in an Oklahoma prison, I mean, goddamn, he's getting what he deserves, in my opinion. Let's just say that. Whoops, I don't want to go too far forward. What happened there?
Get Jimbo James to South Carolina.
What the fuck, Wyatt? What are you doing here? Marcus?
Robert,
hey, man,
gotta get Jimbo James to South Carolina.
South Carolina? What are we going to do? Okay, well, he's in jail, and all you have is, what is that, a broom, a Swiffer duster?
No time to talk.
Okay.
We gotta get him out. We're getting him out of here.
Okay, Marcus, I'm not sure that Wyatt, are you okay? I'm not sure that Wyatt is the best getaway driver, bro. Did you even plan this shit? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? How do you want me to help you? Oh, God, he's losing it, dude. He's losing it. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. You're getting old, man. Oh, God, dude. Marcus, do you need to go fix yourself, dude? Do you need some help?
Go to the bathroom.
Hold this.
Okay, I'll hold the Swiffer duster. How have you been, Wyatt?
Oh, I'm doing great. Me and Marcus are on an operation. And so I'm just excited to be a friend and help out. We're going to get out of here quick before the coppers spank us. My God.
Wyatt, they're not gonna spank you, bro. You know what?
You know what? I haven't been covering him because here's the thing. I like to cover cases that have like a lot of what's the word? Like if there's corruption or there's something outlying going on that's affecting the case, especially like YouTubers and fuck faces going in and fucking with everything. But what's done is done, and I think the overall consensus between everyone is Stearns is guilty. Fuck him, right? I don't need the gory details really of what happened to Madeline, and there's so many people covering that and telling everyone everything, and I don't know. I feel like, especially with Delphi, that's one of the reasons why I want to read the docs first before I present anything, because I know it sounds crazy since we're watching like a VR worm act like a predator, but in all seriousness, I do believe that there needs to be dignity in death and in the cases. And if it's something where it's like a missing person or people have a lot of questions or something like, for example, Rex Huerman, and again, Idaho, like there's a lot of people just like Richard Allen there, like this guy's innocent, but with Stefan, I think everyone kind of agrees that guy fucking did it. It's disgusting. There is a lot of clear evidence. There's no questions asked about that one. So with him, it's like throw the fucking book at him. Good. Bye, Felicia. But at the same time, yeah, there's no interesting real legal issues around it. I feel like just kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those cases where it's really sad. It's a huge bummer. And I just don't see kind of the point, I feel like there's never really going to be justice for that little girl because of what happened to her, and if there's a plea and he has to rot in prison forever, that's probably going to be worse for him than the death penalty, because people are going to try to turn him into Whitey Bulger spaghetti, and let's hope for that. But depending on what the plea is, if there is one or whatever happens, we'll probably touch on it. Yeah, Uncle Jai is slaying it. Jai True Crime, Guilty of Crime. I would recommend definitely watching her for that. She is all over it. Maybe we'll have her on to talk about it, but it really does. It's one of those cases where there's really nothing to talk about other than this depressing shit that happened to this little girl, but I do think that, again, Jai's been slaying it, talking about that case and covering it really well. I just, it's not really my alley or my line anymore of directions I want to go with the channel. Let's just say that. Hello, Victorine, or is it Victorine? Victorini? Hello, nice to see you. Yeah, but I do, and hello, Manuel Override, or is it Manuel Override? Either way, clever name. I do think that, yeah, there's not really much new info on what she went through. And if there was, I don't know that I would want to read it, because I have no doubts he's guilty. There's just nothing to say there other than I hope he fucking rots in hell. Did I get it? Victorine. Excellent. I did it. I'm going to be the best telemarketer one day. Yeah, found all of his accounts, not much more. I know a lot of people are like, he was selling a bunch of shit on the dark web. He's not that smart. He was doing it on the surface web, if anything. I think he was making a lot of money off of his toys that Jen was buying him. I do wonder if anything's going to happen to her, or if she's in shock, or if she contributed. But I think Jai is covering that, so I would definitely recommend checking out her channel for that stuff. We'll touch on it if there's anything to say, but other than that, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm also very interested to see. I want to watch the Idaho sentencing, because I watched One Night in Idaho, and let me just tell you guys, that shit is heartbreaking. Maddie's mom looks just like her, Madison Mogen, and I just hearing it from those kids' perspectives, and the shit people put them through. And I'm so glad they put JLR on blast. He made those kids' lives a living hell. I just never want to operate like those people. And if I feel myself going in that direction, I want you guys to check me, because I never want to be like them. And that was really disturbing. But I have to tell you, that was one of the best documentaries I've seen of a true crime case in a long time. And here's why. I cannot recommend it more, because it's one of the first times I've seen a true crime documentary that was victim centric, focused on their lives, focused on the perspective of the town, and it really showed what media can do to a person. And I think I told you guys about how, like, my family, my hometown had a mass shooting, and it was right before Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and it was horrific. The amount, like, this is a town of less than 200 people, and to have thousands of people camped out on your lawn, trashing the town, like physically, like throwing garbage everywhere, stomping around, taking photos of the bullet holes on the church, knowing little kids died there, trying to get photos inside of the mobile morgue in the street where my best friend growing up and her children and 9 of her family members, including a pregnant woman, is dead. Like, they give no dignity, and they're horrible at it. Like, the media is not what I remembered when I got into it, and I started doing stories and I went to school for journalism initially. So 20 years ago, I was writing newspaper story. We didn't do shit like that. When my dad's like, there's people sticking cameras through the windows of our house, like, that was upsetting. There were meth heads camped outside people's houses, calling the victims and their families, the survivors and their families, and screaming at them shit like, admit you're a crisis actor, admit Obama paid you, like crazy shit. It was trauma upon trauma upon trauma, and then people threatening to blow it up again. And 2 of the people who got arrested for it was a lady named like Conspiracy Granny and this other guy. And we found out that they were the people who started Pizzagate. And they were like outside of our house screaming at my baby nephew. Like, I will never be one of those people. And I just hope that mass media stays away from being like that. Again, I don't ever want to go to someone's house out of state and scream at them. That's not going to be a thing you're ever going to see me do. And I'm so glad to see people call others out for it. And that documentary was very thorough. Now, one thing I didn't like was they're featuring the Papa Roger shit again. So I started looking into that again. Like, where am I going wrong on this? Because how can, like, I would think these media entities would vet their sources enough to know when something's bullshit. One thing that I am wondering is there were 3 Papa Rogers, because there were 2 like parody accounts made, but the people tried to actually pretend they were a Papa Roger. And I'm like, well, fuck, did I talk to a parody account that time? Like, I'm very confused, but you look at the numbers at the end of the URL for the Facebook profile ID and it matches. So I don't see how he could go online after Brian's caught twice. He goes online again. And also, like, I don't understand the obsession with the Indiana school district. This guy being very upfront, like, I'm ex-law enforcement, or he worked alongside law enforcement. He's from Indiana. I don't get it. I really don't. The documentary is called One Night in Idaho, and it's on Amazon. It focuses on every single kid, all the accusations. There's a kid named Barrio Ochoa who was like the leader of one of the frats, I believe one of the presidents, that got hosed. And I remember seeing his name everywhere, and everyone was accusing him and Jack Decor. Fucking Gray was buying into the Jack Decor shit. The harassment they gave these kids. And I spoke to one of their friends once, and I have to say, I feel horrible for Jack. Like, the shit they put those kids through. So to watch that documentary and to see people repeat the shit that I had heard that they went through made me go, oh my God, because I was hoping it wasn't true. I was hoping they really didn't go through the shit that they went through. I hope that it was just rumors and speculation like all of it was. But no, like those kids went through hell. They had to move. They had to leave their schools. They had to hide. When they showed their inboxes and the things people were saying, especially Dylan and Bethany, like that was, I think that as sad as it is, everyone should watch that documentary. It's a wake-up call. And I almost fucking got rid of my YouTube channel after watching it because I was like, fuck, I don't even want to be adjacent to any of this shit. But yeah, I figured that there's maybe something good we can do, and it's call out that bad behavior when we see it. And I do want to focus more on missing persons and complicated outliers when it comes to issues with cases. Confirming things, stopping conspiracies in their tracks would be ideal for me. Like that's something I would love to do, and I'm going to try to do more. But it really was an amazing documentary. I can't say more good things about it because it really highlighted, as traumatic as it was, it highlighted things that needed to be highlighted. It showed you things that you need to see. You have to see what people go through on the other end of it. When one tiny thing starts, you know, one little sentence on Reddit can destroy 100 lives. And people don't think about that. People don't consider that. And I think it's super important. It's super important. Yeah, that girl who got a whole new set of friends. I was also upset to find out all the kids outside of the house who arrived to help Dylan and Bethany. Hunter, who went in and saw what he saw, they confirmed for us he watered down what happened. He minimized it to protect his friends so that they could live a normal life for just 10 more minutes. You know what I mean? But when they found out through a vandal alert on their phone sitting feet away from the house, that's how they found out 4 friends were murdered. They thought it was just Xana and Ethan. They were already torn up. They found out from a vandal alert system on their phone, and they yelled at the cops like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, how did you not tell it? Like, they'd been begging, what's going on in there? Who, like, they're sitting right outside the house. And the cops like, I didn't even know they were going to do that. I'm so sorry. Like, these are the stories you need to hear. These are the stories you need to hear. Also, yeah, there's something wrong with Anti-Ann is that is an intense documentary. Oh gosh. Anyway, that's my rant. Let's get back to Marcus, and then we're going to get to the gabagool. I apologize. We're probably going to call Jessica first, actually, so she doesn't go to bed first. And then we're going to go on with the rest of the stories. Here we go.
They're going to toss you.
That's hard.
They're not going to. Okay, they might spank you, but you're going to go to jail.
Let's go. Move.
Okay, let's go. I mean, what are we doing? Do you even have a plan? Oh my God, dude, Marcus, I'm not sure this is such a good idea. You are a wanted felon after all. We're just walking right into the police station? No way, dude.
Out of my way.
Hey.
Coming out.
Come on.
Holy shit, we just hit that guy in the face. Marcus, don't do it. Don't do it, man. They got guns. Marcus, they got guns. Are you shooting a bubble gun? Bro, this police station it's so bad. Is that a gorilla? Oh, God.
Come on, Jimbo James.
Bro, he's walking 1 mile per hour. What the hell is that guy? Oh, my God. What did you just do to that gorilla?
The prisoners are escaping. The prisoners are escaping.
Don't you guys have any real weapons? Like, what is going on here? Oh, God.
Stealth combat roll.
Oh, my God. Holy crap. Is everything okay? What the hell is that guy? Marcus, you're letting all the criminals out of jail.
Get the engine running.
All right, it's on.
Who is that guy sitting next to him? Oh my God. Dude, it's not going to work. He's too slow, Marcus. He's too slow. He's too slow, Marcus. He's too slow. Marcus.
We can't get him. He's too damn fast.
What? There's no way this is happening right now.
Jemu Bio. Sean Musk Song Damego.
Are you speaking Cantonese? He does speak Cantonese. That is the fastest I've ever seen him walk.
They're gonna spank us. Hurry!
Why are you helping him?
Waffle, what are you doing?
I'm not helping them. I'm literally just standing here. I just came here.
Wait,
You gonna stop
hold
him?
on. I need to do a tire change.
There's no way, dude.
Tire change. Hold on, guys. Tire change.
You guys are just gonna let them tire change. And who the fuck is that guy? Why is he on the floor?
Tool.
Sorry, guys, get the tool. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
There's no way. You can't just time out. Like, why don't you just do your job?
He's changing a tire. What am I, an asshole? Come on.
Bro.
This guy doesn't even know how to change a
got it.
tire. I got it. Let's get out
Why
of
do
here.
you assume I don't know how to change a tire? I happen to know how to change a tire really well. I think. You just do a little...
Take him down!
Parking facility. Wow.
Okay, Marcus, it was good to see you.
Damn it. They gotta wait. How'd they do it? Wait, they're coming back. Oh, shit.
Why are you coming back? Why are you coming back? Dude,
We have police cars! Guys, someone get the cars!
that's definitely a felony. I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this. What's happening? No! Guys! Marcus, no! Marcus, what are you doing? Why are you beating the shit out of her? Marcus! She's not even one of the bad guys. Technically, we're the bad guys, actually. Hello? All right, well, it was good. It was good to see you, man. I'm glad Jimbo James is out of jail.
Shut up.
Oh. Okay. It's kind of mean. Oh my god, I just got ran over by the fucking car.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Wyatt, you ran over him. All right. Marcus, I'll see you on TikTok. All right? That other guy who takes all the TikTok clips will probably upload it before we do. All right. See ya, Marcus.
Shut up.
Good on him to throw in one more shut up. I love Marcus so much. Okay. Yeah, Claudia, I am glad you're okay. Make sure you stay hydrated. Heart attacks, the sweating, the nausea, getting dizzy even, that can be a sign of low blood sugar. Diabetic reactions are a big one. The amount of cops episodes where they pull over someone and it's just like they have a diabetic reaction or they have low blood sugar and they think that they're drunk because they're dizzy and they can't, like, it's literally all the same signs as a heat stroke, dehydration, stuff like that. And same thing happened to my Nana. And you have to be very, very careful. And I just hope you're drinking a lot of water. Stay hydrated, girls. Stay hydrated. Marcus is the best. Claudia is the best too. We love you, Claudia. Okay, let's get to the gabagool now. I'm going to show you. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm going to show you Kobe, okay? If you guys are in California, all right, there is a young man who is actually a relative to a dear friend of mine. Let me pull up his info so that I can show you Colby. I want to show you his missing persons flyer, and I want to show you him. Now, here's the thing. It is kind of a blurry missing persons flyer. I don't know why, but all the ones available online are this. So I'm going to actually talk to Jessica. Maybe we can make a whole new one that is a little, like, it's easier to see. It's more presentable. Maybe people, if you're in the California area, here's what I was thinking. If you would like to do this, I can either, and I've done this before with the Samantha Fiddler case, and I don't mind doing it for this one. I want to print out a ton of these. And if there's any of you guys in California who are down and who have a mailing address you'd be willing to give me, I will send you a bunch of flyers if you want to go hand them out or put them up, or I can send you a printable version of this if you would like to put them up or share them with your friends. I'll do both. And I'm going to put it on the community wall as well. But this is Kobe. Okay, his name's Kobe Davis. Let me make myself small and make him big so that you guys can see this better. This is Kobe Davis. I'm going to try to, let me actually make it much bigger if I can. Okay. I'll make a little smaller. There we go. Okay. He is a missing person. He's in California. He was last seen 10th Street in San Francisco. I should also send this to Carrie B, actually. He was last seen June 3rd of 2025, so last month. He was wearing a black hoodie, San Francisco Giants black baseball hat, blue jeans, gray sneakers, and a black backpack. He is experiencing a mental health crisis. Do not approach him, but you can call 911, and this is important. You're going to want to ask for the crisis team or just call these numbers directly at the bottom. For those of you listening, not watching, the numbers are 415-553-0123 and 415-948-3879. And I would suggest if you want to look up Kobe Davis when you get a chance, or come back to this episode and check this out so that you can get a good look at him. He is darling. He is adorable. He is so cute. Reminds me of my friend Jessica. It's all in the family. They're adorable people. Let me show you another picture of Kobe, just that's not as blurry. Let me open this in a new tab so you guys can see. All right, I'm going to share this tab instead. So this is Kobe. He's a very handsome fella. He's got light colored eyes. It looks like he's got dark black hair. He's got like a beard, almost like a 5 o'clock shadow, but a little more filled in. He is experiencing a mental health crisis. It's been about a month. If you see this man, if you see him again, do not approach him. Don't say, "Hey, are you missing? Are you Kobe?" Just don't do that. Just call one of the numbers on this flyer right here. Okay. And talk to them. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make the call to Jessica right now. And let me see. I want to make sure that you guys can hear this. So let me know if you can hear the ringing. Put yes in the chat. Has no connection. Try again. Okay, let me see. Hey girl, I don't think they can hear you yet, so I'm going to let me set that up real quick. I'm going to put let me figure out how to do this. Stop screen. Okay. I'm showing a picture, or I'm about to be showing a picture of Kobe. I was talking to them on my chat. Here, I'm going to do share screen. Give me 1 second. Not your cousin. Sorry, your nephew. Your nephew. My bad. Let me do show window, and to share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Okay, well then we'll share the entire screen. There we go. And then also share system audio. Okay, let me see. Let me get from the chat. Let me see. Can you guys? Okay, let me see. Be careful if you share a screen. If you have a guest, they will hear themselves. Okay. So heads up, Jessica, if you why is it not? Sorry, I don't know what is up with StreamYard right now. It is giving me problems. Here we go. Share the system audio. Share. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Let me see. Can you guys hear Jessica? Jessica, say something.
Hello, everyone.
Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear Jessica right now. Let me see. Let's see what they say. Let's see if we get some 1s in the chat. I hope so. Which, by the way, I think I described you pretty good. You're one of my true crime OGs. Okay, they can hear you perfectly. Excellent.
Awesome.
So, Jessica, first of all, we haven't gotten to talk to each other in so long. I miss you so fucking much, and I will be calling you tomorrow.
Yes, likewise.
And also, we need to have you back. We'll talk about it another day, but I am positive you have so many stories to tell us that they are actually perfect for this channel. You have a very unique perspective on so many things. I would love to have you on to talk about moose cock sometime.
Yeah, dude. 100%. I would love to.
And for those of you who don't know, that is a code word, but Jessica experienced some real life crime in her life that was horrific. But if there's anything we can do to keep that jabroni in prison or incarcerated in any way who did the awful things he did to your friend, I want more than anything to try to, if we have to send letters, whatever we can do to.
Hey, so check it out.
Yeah.
I actually have an interesting update on that.
Do you want to give them a quick rundown of what happened?
So the TLDR version of this was that in 2008, I had a really close friend and companion that was murdered. And I was the last person to see him alive and speak to him, like of his like known associates, meaning like his mother or his friends. And I got a like fight or flight kind of weird vibe that day and ended up going to my parents' house, which is 2 hours away. And the next morning I woke up and found out he was murdered. And he was the victim of a violent crime. He was stabbed 20 times in the like face, neck, and back. And it was over jealous rage of over a woman. And the court case was dragged out for like 7 years. And by the time it ended, he was given 10 to life. And then he was up for parole in 2021. And I wrote a petition about the impact that crime had on my life. And about the life of Mark Henson and what, the joy that he brought to this world and what a tremendous loss, the world has faced because of him not being here.
And Mark was his name, by the way. Mark was her best friend.
Yeah.
You want to tell him about Moosecock, what that means?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have this tattoo that says Moosecock because he used to tell this joke and that was the punchline. And he was a very funny guy, like
very funny.
So funny, made you laugh, so you like almost pee a little bit, but it was okay. It was love pee, right? So then,
did you say love pee?
I did. I 100% did. He would tell this joke, right? And none of us remembered the joke. We just remember the punchline. And so it became one of those things that just when I think about him, it makes me smile,
And to be clear, the punchline is Moosecock, C-A-C-K. Yeah, Moosecock. And if anyone remembers that joke or you've heard
it's
that
about
joke.
Canadians. That's all I remember.
It's about Canadians.
Yeah. I believe that if Mark were alive today, he would be on the comedy circuit for sure.
I agree.
But long story short, and this is super, like the dramatic irony of this is not lost on me. His person who murdered him was released this year on my birthday.
Are you kidding me? I thought
you can't make this crap up. Yeah.
This is news to me. What?
Yeah, I know. It's been a minute since I've talked to you. And so I've been meaning, I know, and I keep saying like, I need to call, and the kids keep being like, we missed the cat. So we got to catch up. But yeah, on my birthday.
The little babies are so cute though. And by the way, Jessica is a very, very talented, the most talented quilter I've ever met. She's invented some very cool quilting technology, which I'm very proud of you for. And she has two sweet little babies. I feel like I'm the
only quilter you've ever met, but that might not be true.
I know another quilter named Nanny. And when I tell you, I want to connect you two so bad because I feel like you guys would get along so great. She's here in Texas.
I would love that.
Oh, I would love that too. So Jessica, he got out on your birthday. And here's the thing, the guy's covered in burns because of what he did. He arsoned.
Yeah, he lit Mark's car on fire after he murdered him. Yeah.
Yep. And then he burned himself all over his body. Do you mind giving that guy's name?
Yeah, no, not at all. Nicholas John Harris.
Nicholas John Harris. He's the one who did that to your friend. Do we know, has he been incarcerated for anything else since? Because you would think this guy is going to recidivize. He's such a piece of shit.
It's interesting that you say that because I have a full belief that if it's a matter of if and not, or when and not if he like recommits. There are very few times in my life that I actually felt like I had seen like Satan, like in the flesh. And I know that sounds super boo-boo, but like when I was in court doing a victim's impact statement when he was being sentenced, like he looked at me while I was speaking, and it was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
So I do wonder how long it's going to take. And if I were a less, or I guess if I were if I had darker gallows humor, I would place an over-under bet. But I feel like that's just, and Mark would have loved that. He would have thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
We had like a Deadpool going.
Well, the tragedy of Deadpool is that you bet on he's going to do it again, but then you go, oh fuck, that means there's going to be another victim,
another life lost. Yeah.
And he is a piece of shit. Like I've looked into this guy a lot. It was a long time ago, but when you told me, I think you told me, I believe your exact words were, when you see him, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then you show a picture of the guy, and I was like, oh, this is, they say don't judge a book by its cover. You can judge that one, because what a piece of shit. He looks terrifying. I have to say, I was glad to see he was burned all over his body. I was really glad to see that.
Kat, one of the crazy parts about it was that throughout the course of this case, he kept making different explanations for why he murdered Mark. Like, it was really strange. The first time he said that Mark was, there was a girl involved named Vanessa that Mark had dated previously, but they had broken up. And so Nick was dating her. And Nick and Vanessa both worked at, or I believe Nick worked at the Rayleigh's Deli, which is like a grocery store in California.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark and his mom would go to the deli and like order sandwiches. And so somewhere in this guy's delusional mind, he thought like Mark, I guess, was trying to like buck up to him, which Mark was like the most easygoing, mellow, not
kid, right? Like, I got the impression.
Yeah, he was a drama geek. You know what I mean? Like I have memories of Mark like pulling up beside me in traffic, and like he was listening to Cake and like singing along, like I want to love you madly, so loud, and he wasn't even paying attention. Like I'm like flapping my arms, waving in traffic, like hello.
You know what? It just occurred to me when you were first telling me about Mark. I remember at the time, it was before Shane Dawson got canceled, and everybody was like, "Look at all these awful things." But I remember I used to watch Shane Dawson and Jenna Marbles and all that shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
But remember how positive Shane Dawson was and how everybody loved him, and he was just this really kind of quirky dude. In my head, Mark had early Shane Dawson personality, like when everybody loved him and he was peaking. Like,
he
to
was
me,
every man.
Yeah. But he also had big Dan Connor energy, just looking at him.
Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh. And so like easy, like just easy to love, so lovable. And like, his gravestone says a man of a kind heart and a generous spirit, a friend of many, and that's like who he was. Like I wrote this in my victim's impact statement. Like I was 18 and I had a job at like an insurance agency, and I was terrible at it, and I was like on the brink of being fired like twice daily. And I was walking to work because I didn't have a car at the time. I was about to like be late that day, and I remember calling him and like begging him to give me a ride.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have a test at school today, like I can't I can't make it. And I was like, no, please, like I'm gonna get fired. And he turned around, like drove 20 minutes out of his way to give me a ride, and like went back to school. So he was good people.
Yeah. And I remember you told me how you were gonna stay there, and he was parked in like the carport or something.
We were fighting. When I say we were fighting, I was upset because Mark had in the last couple years of his life, he unfortunately developed a drug addiction. And so he had relapsed, and I was really pissed. And I was like, you're gonna end up, you know, throwing your life away for something
You were
stupid.
giving him
And,
tough
like,
love, basically.
I was
Like, yeah, you
but
can
I was
stay
like,
here, but you like, you know, you can stay here, but you got to be careful with addicts because I hate to say it, but it's
enabling.
true. You let them
Yeah.
in, they could steal something, go buy more drugs, something. You were trying to protect him from that, I guess.
And steward my home, you know.
Mhm.
And he was just trying to diffuse it. Like, he kept making jokes. It was the opening night of the Olympics, and he kept calling Belarus just to like ruffle me up. Yeah, like that's the kind of person he was, you know. Like, it was so stupid. And like, I can't, like, now every time I see Belarus, I'm like, oh, Belarus, yes.
You told me that because I
So
said Belarus wrong too. I said Belarus.
yeah.
I think that's how we ended up, that or the moose cock. Because doesn't it have
Yeah.
eggplants around it, around the moose?
It has the cake crown above it. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
tattoo. Yeah.
yeah.
And then they OD
But you
and you
know,
feel guilty about it is absolutely right, hypocritical. And we had seen, I mean, back then, me and Jessica, we used to watch, this is before she knew me, but we used to watch a lot of crime shows and stuff, but Intervention was real big.
yeah.
And Jessica's been through a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
shit. You know, she's had to grow up in an area where, and live in areas where there's a lot of drug use. And even as adults, it's so wild when we were both in Austin at the same time, how many
On the
people,
east side.
especially, yeah, comics who would come and they're like, I moved here to get sober. And it's like, what are you doing?
To Austin of all places.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, okay.
Where
Why don't we just
dreamers
have
go
the
to
8
dream.
in the
Yeah.
bar now?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
and so you had him over and you were giving him the tough love. Like, yes, you can have safe haven in the carport. You can park your car there. And a lot of boys are like this. They're like, I'll just sleep in my car. It's fine. Almost like I don't want to be a burden.
He was sleeping down the street from his mom's house because he couldn't sleep at my house. I was like, you can come back when I come back into town tomorrow, you know, but you can't sleep here. So he and his mom had like kind of was also tough loving him. And so he was parked down the street.
Yeah.
Like, his mom lived in the 800 block and he was parked in the 500 block. And yeah, it was a premeditated murder, but they could not
And then
get that stick.
Yeah, but that guy, he broke into his car, right? He stabbed him and then he lit it on fire.
This is what he did. So he was originally just going to scare him, and he brought this is nuts, okay?
Uh-huh.
He brought a Rayleigh sandwich with him as like a calling card. He was going to like burn the car and put the sandwich on top of the car, like, you know. And so he went to Vanessa's house before he left, and she told him not to come over that night. And she was like, it was like midnight, and she was sleeping, and he woke up. She was standing over her bed, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I just came to say goodbye.
Oh.
And then he had a plastic kitty litter bottle, and he poured the kitty litter out and filled it up with gasoline. And so he had like a giant Molotov cocktail that he was going to throw at Mark's car. But when he got to Mark's car, he saw that he was in it. And so he stabbed him awake. Like, he had no idea. He didn't stand a chance. Well,
at least he didn't
Mark
feel it,
up.
because if you're, you know what I mean? If you go into
Yeah.
shock, you need to know that. I can tell you that personally. You go into shock when you don't expect it.
Yeah, you have first hand knowledge of this. Yeah. Well, he went to the neighbors and he like knocked on the door and was like, I'm dying, you know, basically. And he bled out on their lawn. So it was really sad.
And
like,
I know I've told you this before,
yeah.
but you, even when you're bleeding, you don't feel it. You need to know that. You really don't. You feel nothing. If anything, you feel kind of great. As crazy as it sounds, it's like one of the few times in life you feel completely numb, but you have power. You can walk, you can do things, and you don't know how, you know?
Yeah.
And when you told me that story in a fucking weird way, I kind of took comfort in, I know this sounds fucked up, but in a way it might have been best that happened prior to the fire, if that makes sense. Because who knows how that feels, but probably horrible.
Yeah.
So, I just feel horrible for this kid. And now this motherfucker's out.
Yeah, he's out. And I just feel like Mark, if he like if there was a supernatural way to communicate with him, he would just be, and I was talking to one of our best friends, he would just be like cackling. Like he would have just thought it was the funniest thing. Like the ultimate troll to me, you know?
Yeah.
Which
He had a dark sense of humor.
in a dark way. Yeah, you know, and it's just, and I take comfort in that, you know, and I also take comfort in the fact that I don't have to worry anymore about court dates or about parole hearings
That's
or,
interesting.
you know.
So it's like a relief almost for you.
Yeah. There's no more. And I mean, I still have this weird, like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch my back thing. But I'm like, no, I don't. Like, it's fine. Like, my testimony obviously didn't do much because he's out. You know what I mean? So.
Well, who knows? Because if you think about it that way, you know, you're always going to have that in the back of your head. But really, I beg you to think about it this way. If you hadn't have spoken up at the sentencing or going back to speak up to the parole board, any of the letters you wrote, anything that you testified to, if you hadn't have done that, it could have been 5 years. And who knows what situations could have arose in those 5 years. You likely saved more lives by going in there, being strong and giving your account. And if anything, you advocated for your friend. So regardless of the outcome, you did everything you can do. And I hope that you sleep well knowing that you did that, because
thank you.
I truly think that there's something going on beyond, and Mark knows. You know what I mean? He knows. Because if you think about it, I try not to, but if it comes to a point in life, let's say where something, you know, fingers crossed it doesn't, knock on wood, but something horrific happens to you or to me or to any of us, part of me is like, I hope someone sticks up for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the bitch on the dateline who everyone's like, oh, she had it coming. Like, I think it's good to have that support system even in death. You know, it's good to have somebody to advocate for you. Kind of reminds me of that thing where I don't know why I'm bringing this up, Jessica, but you know how we get on bunny trails sometimes in our conversations.
Yeah.
You remember have you seen the soldier videos where like it's these soldiers and they're at boot camp and they're all standing there and you tap them out, like a family member comes in, taps their shoulder, and then they can move and they can give a hug, and it's like this beautiful moment. I didn't know about that. Like, I'd never heard of that. And I come from a family with a bunch of military, and I didn't know about that. And I was like, this must be a new thing, or maybe it's just something I've never seen this. And I got kind of obsessed with watching them because it's all soldiers that like no family shows up for them on graduation day or whatever. And like, there's no one there and everyone's getting tapped on the shoulder and you can't move from your straight standing position until someone taps your shoulder. You just can't. They make me cry too, Sherlock Ho. Oh God, they make me cry, dude. But it reminds me like the dogs coming home and they're like, oh, it's my dad. And the soldier's like, oh, you know, or they bust out of a cake and they're like, what's up, kiddo? I'm back from Iraq. Like, but this is different because they're all standing there and it's like getting picked last in volleyball, but on a much deeper level. You know, it's like this guy's standing stiff and everyone around him can move around and hug their family, but this guy has no one there to tap him. And so these videos are people who they wait for the last guy and they're like, all right, I'll be his family. And they go tap him. And then it's just a stranger giving him a hug. And they always cry. And then I cry. And then everyone cries. And I tell Dylan, and he's like, who gives a fuck? But regardless, I feel like when you're there and you're advocating for somebody, no matter what the outcome, you do it anyway. That's kind of like tapping them on the shoulder. You know what I mean? It's letting them know I'm here for you, even if no one else is. So I think it was important. And I really do think if you hadn't have been there, he could have got 5 years. You know, your story could have changed one mind of one parole board or one juror. You know what I mean? It could have been the catalyst to give him a harsher sentence. In fact, it is San Francisco, or where was this? This was in California, right? In Irvine?
California, in the Central Valley. No, Central Valley.
They tend to be pretty lax on a lot of shit there, especially now.
Yeah.
So it very well could have been that something you said could have triggered something in someone's brain and given him an extra 5 years. You could have saved lives with that shit. So don't ever second guess that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, so let's talk about Kobe real quick. So this is your nephew.
Yeah. So we have to be kind of brief, just
Okay.
because I'm on a work trip in Vegas right now, and I just want to make sure I'm
No, you're
stewarding my
good.
time wisely. Yeah. So Kobe is my nephew, and we aren't very close. I don't really have a lot of contact with my older sister, but I do keep tabs on my family, and I was just made aware that Kobe was missing, and it, from what I understand, there was some kind of psychological crisis that happened, that led to some kind of, and Kobe is 25 this year, so he's an adult, he's legally,
When's his birthday?
Christmas Eve.
Okay. So it says 24 on the flyer. Should we correct that?
Well, I mean, he turns 25.
He turns 25 this year. Okay.
Yeah. So he's, he's an adult, and he's, of his own volition, but, there is a history of mental health, mental illness on that side of our family. All of us kind of have something in one way or another. And from what I understand, there was some kind of, psychotic break that happened, and he's not been seen. He hasn't contacted any of our family. We have no idea what's going on. And he just kind of and then his phone was found and his wallet was found in not Golden Gate Park, but there was another park in San Francisco where his phone was found.
Okay, so it was in another park, but not Golden Gate. I'm taking notes also.
Yeah, not that. And I honestly, like I said, since I don't talk to my sister, I don't have, and I reached out to her. I sent her a message and just let her know, hey, we're thinking about you and praying for you. But she hasn't really been responding to our family, and it might just be an overwhelming situation.
Yeah.
She is very private, so we don't know. I have no clue.
Okay.
And my niece has been posting and missing persons accounts.
But we know he was he was last seen on 10th Street. Without giving out too much info, did he go missing from home or from a place, or do you know if that's just where he was sighted? Okay.
Yeah, that's where he was last seen, from my understanding. Yeah.
Does he go by any nicknames?
No, Kobe.
Just Kobe.
Kobe.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's easy to remember because Kobe. Sherlock.
Yep,
Holmes
exactly.
CCTV. You know what, Sherlock? That's a great idea because we have a date, right? June 3rd. Now, I'm assuming the answer to that is no, right, Jessica? Or we don't know.
I can't confirm or deny it. I just don't have the information.
So here's something that we could do. We could go back to June 3rd. That's only a month ago. I think that 2 helpful routes that is something we can do that is within our control. Let's just say that. I would check Broadcastify for the day because it was only a month ago. So there should be archived records up to 2 months. I'll go download all the records I can starting on the 3rd, the early morning, late night, June 2nd, all the way to as far as I can. If I can do a bulk scrape download of everything until now, I'm wondering if maybe there were any reports of someone matching his description surrounding that park. Basically, I'd like to see between 10th Street and the park, see if there were any reports at all come across any of the feeds, EMT, firefighter, and cop, that have anything to do with a guy in this description, black hoodie, baseball cap, blue jeans, height, anything. See if we can pull anything from the scanner about that report for when it was called in, and then see if we can pull any CCTV from the 10th Street area, because one thing I know about San Francisco, there's a ton of CCTV.
There's a lot of...
And the parks. And it's only a month ago, so we might still be able to scrape that video or at least see some still frame shots. If we can see him even leaning up against a tree, if we can see him walk across a bridge or whatever. It also reminds me of the Charlie Neo Bobus Maximus case, kind of. How he had a mental slip and then they found his stuff in the woods.
Yeah.
And he's a capable adult, right? But he just has
Yes.
some mental health problems. And
Yeah.
since it's only been a month,
Highly intelligent.
I'm not willing to say like, oh, he's dead. Like, no, like it's been a month and he's an adult male, especially people with mental health conditions. You know,
just never know.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes they tend to find a community or somewhere that they can stay safe, or they'll nomad it. And that the amount of times,
It could be train hopping. We have no idea.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But I am just praying for the right outcome and for peace over my family, you know, just because it is so stress inducing, you know.
me
So thank
too.
you, Kat. I really
You're
appreciate you
welcome.
reaching out to it. I gotta run.
Okay, I
but,
love you. We're
you
gonna
know,
share this. We're gonna
I
talk
love
more
you so
about
much.
Kobe.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
You are the best. Thank you so much, Jessica. You guys, that was Jessica.
Thank you
She
so much.
will be back soon. I love you, girl.
All right, y'all take care. Love you. Bye.
Bye. All right. That whoops. I'm gonna have to delete that. Don't look at that. Whoops. Yep. I did a coffin doofus. All right. Well, we'll fix that as soon as the episode's over. Okay, moving on. So no, he just goes by Kobe. He just goes by Kobe. And by the way, I'm gonna start a Kobe thread on our community wall tonight. I'm gonna make a flyer that is interchangeable that people can email and send to each other. And we're gonna do that so that you guys can have something to download. Shut up, Sherlocko. I'm trying my best. Just doxing my homies. Anyway, so we're gonna do a flyer where you can download it and you can print it out. And if you want me to print it out and mail you a bunch of copies and you're in the area, please hit me up. I don't care if you're in Portland. I don't care if you're in LA or if you're in Vegas, because that's not too far. You know what I mean? He could be in Northern Cali, but like she said he could have train hopped or something. If you're in any of those areas and you want some flyers, email me at Oblivious Benson questions now. Okay. And you can email me and I will 100% mail you I'll put them in one of those flat big envelopes. And I'll make it so they don't bend, or I'll send a bunch in a tube. If you just want to print some out yourself and you want me to reimburse you for the ink, whatever, I'll do it. So I would love to get flyers put up, non-consensual flyers being put up all over the San Francisco area. Yes, thank you so much, Ernie Birdie. Okay, so Kobe's turning 25 this Christmas. We're gonna make sure I'm gonna put also an alert on my phone to update the flyer. Hopefully it won't go that long. He'll be found before then, but if need be, to update it when that time comes, which I hope it doesn't come. I hope they find him and he's safe. I think it's going to be important to check out CCTV and to download as much of the Broadcastify audio that's available and the LA live cams. And remember when Hannah Kobayashi went missing, how much camera footage was available. San Francisco, it's probably better than LA as far as the cams go. And, unfortunately, I would say fortunately, because it is a good thing to know, but how I know it is a bummer. Looking into one case with a dear friend of mine back in the day of a guy who would just pick up sex workers and do terrible things to them at a certain spot in San Francisco that you would think wouldn't have a lot of cameras because it was very rundown. It's basically where the track is. The amount of cameras to choose from, and Google Maps goes, here's a little factoid. California Google Maps in certain areas can go back they are the furthest possible that Google Maps can go back with Google Earth footage, because obviously that's where Google started doing all of its Google mapping. But there's more than usual on Google Maps. Like usually if you go to type in an address on Google Maps and look at the little pictures of the actual street and you can walk around and stuff on it, like if you go there for any random place in Texas, sometimes, especially farming communities, there will just be one picture from like 2008. Like the ones in San Francisco go the furthest back from the day that shit started. And there are like 100 of them. Like you could just scroll through them. So it's very wild the amount of info you can get, oddly enough, on Google Mapping for that spot, or for the area around where we're talking about 10th Street, Golden Gate Park. This is good to know. And there's also a Golden Gate camera, I think, unfortunately, that's set up to watch, to make sure that there aren't any suicide jumpers, or, to basically it's a live CCTV, not necessarily for the purpose of just that, but it was set up because so many people were doing it to monitor it so that you can alert someone. CCTV camera footage helped convict Michelle Troconis in connection with the Jennifer Dulas case. That's true. And they were dumpster, not diving, the opposite, dumpster dumping. Her and the boyfriend, right? Ugh, it's such a sad case. But yeah, Kobe, I'm gonna put this flyer up, but I'm also gonna put an updated one up. Let's look at his picture one more time. Here we go. That is Kobe. Again, if you see him, I'll read you the number one more time. Okay, let me read you the phone number one more time. It's the San Francisco PD crisis team. Just make sure you ask for the crisis team. We don't want Kobe getting shot because cops, they be wilding, right? 415-553-0123. That's probably the easiest to remember. 553-0123. 415-948-3879. 415-948-3879. Do not approach him. Call 911 for mental health crisis team. He is, what are some unique characteristics about him? So he's 5'9". He's about my height. He's 200 pounds. That's probably way skinnier than me, honestly. I'm a big girl. He's 24. So he's got blue eyes, and it says brown hair, but it's almost black. It's like dark brown, almost black. So it makes his eyes look very light. I know it sounds silly, but I like to pick a celebrity that they look like so that it kind of triggers a thought in my mind. Like, be on the lookout for someone that kind of looks like this celebrity so you don't lose their face. Especially because, they're not someone that we've talked at length about constantly. So here's the thing, kind of, sort of. This is a great idea. Now, here's the problem. When you call shelters, just be aware, very small amount of shelters will give you any information. And here's why. I'm not saying it's not worth a try. Always try, because sometimes they will. There was that case in, was it Kentucky? There's a case where it was a serial killer guy who was taking people from homeless shelters, Sean something. But in that case, they were giving out information. Now, if you call a shelter in Florida, for example, they're not going to tell you shit. Whether it's a women's shelter, just a general homeless shelter, a soup kitchen, they don't often tell you that in some states. However, it never hurts to try. Just be aware that they might be like, we can't do that. So what I do is, your second suggestion, email them with the flyer and let them know, if you see this person, can you call this number? In those cases, I've never had a situation where they're like, fuck, no, I don't want that flyer. I can't do that. If it's somebody who's missing, like legitimately, and it's reported and there's a flyer, a lot of times that works. There you go. That's a good one. And yes, some people don't want to be found. The problem though with some people, like, especially if they have mental health issues, they sometimes have caretakers or they need specific medicine to get better. If they leave without their medication, then you're basically dooming them to a bad situation. So it's in their best interest, which is why they'll typically take a missing persons report in almost every state, if there is a serious mental health concern. However, this reminds me of a situation in Michigan. There's a young girl that, oddly, the same friend who I was working with on a San Francisco case, we were looking at this missing person in Michigan, and we found her. We found her on the internet using a different name, and she had been missing, and there had been videos about her. She was a pretty well-known missing person, and a lot of people were worried that she'd been murdered with another cluster of women who went missing at that time. And I messaged her and I just was like, listen, are you aware? Because there was nothing that said don't tell her, but there was just something when I looked into her, especially her older social media, she, it seemed, had been, I'll just say this, she'd been the victim of quite a bit of abuse. And that's also why I checked. Now, can't do that for everyone. You can't know everybody's backstory. If someone's missing, they're missing. In her case, this is a missing adult, didn't have kids, had a new husband. They had just basically separated because of some issues. Basically, the family was they were racist and they didn't like the guy. They ended up divorcing. It caused that much stress, and then she disappeared. And the more I read about them, the more I realized, like, she might have a good reason to be gone, and that's why she is in Texas. So when I talked to her, she told me the wildest thing. She said not only did she not want to be reported missing, she tried to get her missing persons report redacted, but didn't want to go back to Michigan, because she didn't want her family to catch her. She was an adult. They were very abusive. They were crazy. They did violently threaten her. So for her, it was like, I don't want to have to go back there, but they said you have to so that we can clear your case. Like, we're not going to take your missing person shit off record until we see you. She's like, can I fucking FaceTime? And they said, nope. And then when she called back to try again, they told her that not only did they need to see her and have that confirmation, but also the person who filed the report has to retract it. Now, I looked into Michigan state law, and that is not a thing. However, in that specific community, part of their policy and procedure is to get it cleared with whoever made the report and the missing person. So in that case, I just kept my fucking mouth shut, and I was like, you know what? Stay missing, girl. Good luck. Like, she tried her fucking best, but we're not going to put her at risk. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So with that said, yeah, this is a month ago. And it's fairly new, and it seems like when I just typed in his name to see what else was up, it was just a lot of sharing of this same stuff that you're seeing. So I think Casey Affleck was a great one, and Jake Gyllenhaal. You see a guy that kind of resembles them, and you're like, oh, that's kind of what Kobe looks like, right? Sometimes that's just something that helps me remember what some people look like. Also, hello, Laura. Hello, Laura. Cousin of John Mayer is a good one. I can see that too. Absolutely. I would think Billy Joe Armstrong a little bit from Green Day back when he had the beard. But yeah, this is something. It's just a lot of FB and IG. So I'm like, let's try to spread the word and see what we can do, right? And we'll put a post on the community wall. I'll follow up with Jessica later. She's at work right now. Laura, thank you for being a member for 9 months. But yeah, this is Kobe. So be on the lookout for him. Okay. And now we're going to get to some more stuff, some more gabagool. All right. So that's Colby. And God, Jessica's got stories for days too. She's been through all kinds of shit. Let me tell you that much. And God bless her. She's a great, great girl. And I love her so much. And I'm going to put Colby's flyer up for you guys on the community wall. And I'll also make sure to get it put in Discord. Okay. Why don't we do this? Because I know some of you guys need to go to bed. We're gonna go out of order. We'll do Coldplay stuff last. Let's get to the main gabagool why some of you guys are here today. And I do think this is important. Okay. We're going to talk about some of the Delphi shit that's been going on. And I told you guys, young Mark Ruffalo. Yes, dude. Yes, that's a good way. Agreed. What a piece of shit, huh? Not Kobe, the Solana girl, for those of you who are just listening and not watching. Also, EB, thank you for being a member for 11 months. I love you so much, my little bird. Okay, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about jury tampering. It's a problem. And I remember I mentioned this on my channel a while back about how one of the things that really pissed me off that I found out from quite a few people after I found out from our friends, the Delphi reporters supreme, fucking Teddy and Turbo being in court, other friends who are creators and beyond and who are in, various groups that I'm in on the Facebook, on the web sleuth, shit like that. Just people I know who were in or around the trial, people who were in it like Teddy and Turbo. There's a lot of fuck shit going on. And for all the exploitation and reporting that people did on Delphi, it's funny how they left some of this stuff out. One of the things I found most astounding was the amount of people who were complaining about Judge Francis Gold, because in the early pretrial motions, all the way to the shit we just got, it seems like she doesn't do a lot of talking. It seems like she's purposefully very laissez-faire. And it seems that she had great fucking reason to make the decision she did, especially when you hear about some of the fuckery that was going on with this trial just on the ground. Some of it was so absurd. There was a woman with a gravity bong device in court who I can't even get into. Goal was such a bitch to us in the gallery, said Teddy, but she slayed. And yeah, you can see that in some of the sidebars where she's like, these people are fucking awful. Who are these people? They're flying in here to just fuck with us. And then it's fun. I have to say this. I did get a little endeared to Rozzy and McLeland, just them as a group with the judge. As you're reading through the transcripts, you can see all the sidebars. And it'll say the court, aka Gall, will be like, okay, everybody, turn your heads this way so they can't read your lips. And then they all kind of do a huddle and it explains, what's going on. And it's like, can you believe these people? They are acting insane. And then Rozzy's like, I know. And McLeland's like, it's crazy. And the judge is just like, listen, there's a crazy bitch in here. Like, there's just so much stuff in the sidebar. At one point, they're like, she's like, I wasn't yelling at you guys. I just want you to know. And then Rozzy and them are like, no, that's cool. That's cool. We get it. And then McLeland's like, and I wasn't yelling at you. And then Rozzy's like, well, I hope you weren't fucking yelling at me. And it's like there's side banter. And I find it very kind of funny. And it made me go, wow, it's really amazing how they can turn it on and off. Like lawyers can be like, listen, we got to work together. Let's just goof around and look, let's figure this shit out. Okay. And then when they're in the court, they're just total dicks to each other. It reminds me of high school debate. It really does. Thank you, EB, for the $1.49. I will spend that on the Alf hotline. And I love you to death. Thank you very much. So with that said, Hoosier wants big boy. Hoosier wants big boy. Big boy getting on the roof to start. Okay. You love that boy. I know. Me too. How about this? We'll do big boy on the roof while I pull up my files for you. I think that was a great idea. Thank you very much. Who's your Nana? I'm going to pull up my files. You guys wait here for a second. Be right back.
Get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't been on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Never seen a big boy drill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof. Big boy ain't drilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got titties on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. I ain't never, shit, when you falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Shit, you just like a fat. Shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get a big ass.
There you go. What do you mean why? Because there's a big boy on the roof. And because Hoosier Nanny wanted it. She gets what she wants. She's a Hoosier. I still don't know what a Hoosier is. I have no idea what that is. I refuse to look it up and I refuse to learn. Nobody tell me. Okay, let me adjust my. Okay, there we go. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. Titties on your back. Okay. So I'm going to read to you guys. Are you ready? Are you excited? So quick, and I promise it'll be brief summary of what we're about to find out. It's something that I have repeatedly said. And I've had people message me and write in the comments, and they're like, hey, the fuck are you talking about? Prove it. Receipts, bitch, receipts. People responding to me on Reddit with the same shit. Receipts. And I hate being the person who's like, oh, it'll come out, because we don't want to sound like Erica, right? Oh, wait till everybody sees the truth. No. Don't wait. There's been a bounty. Now, fortunately, on the day that I was ready to present you this bounty, guess what happens? Turns out, court docs drop. It's on the court record. I can't think of anything more valid. So now we have receipts with receipts stacked on receipts of the legal variety. And then this dumb fuck who did what they did filmed it. They filmed it all. So we have so much to show you today. What the fuck am I talking about? Told you about this before, but let's just see it on the record, shall we? Oh, I'm so thrilled. You guys finally get to see the truth is exposed. Okay, here we go. Thank you to whoever posted this on Reddit. God bless you. So this is 2 pages out of the docs that just dropped, okay? 2 pages out of the docs that just dropped. The court. So that Judge Gull. Okay, I'll stand over here so people won't read my lips. Funny. She's aware. Okay, I'm asking counsel 2. Now, this is Judge Gull talking to McLeland and Rozzy, right? And I'm assuming Auger. I'll stand over there so people won't read my lips, so they turn around so the court can't see them, okay? They're at a sidebar right now. This is a sidebar. I'm asking counsel 2, from today forward, when we recess for the evening, the jury has been followed by this individual who was seen on a camera over by their motel this morning. So a person in the courtroom was seen on camera outside of the sequestered jury's hotel. So the jury is sequestered, okay? And this person is waiting outside of where the jury is sequestered, okay? And they are in the courtroom right now. Okay. From today forward, when we recess for the evening, the jury has been followed by this individual who was seen on a camera over by their hotel this morning. So to prevent them from leaving and then getting into their cars, I would ask that we just kind of have a 10-minute delay. It's going to take the bailiffs 10 minutes from when they leave the courtroom to get downstairs, load up the vans. They have a chase car and a front car. So they have a car in the back and the front to block them. Yes, Julie. Yes. Okay. Yes, that happened. People followed the jury to their hotel. Not only that, they took pictures of their license plates. They bragged about it, and you're about to see it. I'll show you. Okay. They have a chase car and a front car, and get the chase car and the front car out and sandwich in the vans to get them out of here. I haven't yet. We've just gotten the word from my detail that has happened. So it's a 10-minute delay. She's in the courtroom. The person who they're talking about who is doing this is in the courtroom. Okay. She's in the courtroom and she's been spotted on cameras. We've got police on all of the hotels that we've been utilizing. Now then Rozzy pops in and Rozzy says, can we get a picture of her so I can, and then Judge Gull says, she's in the courtroom. Mr. Rozzy, could you show me who she is? Gull, we have her vehicle. She's been live streaming the entire thing outside. So and this is crazy that we have to do this, but this is what we're going to have to do. So the other thing I want to bring up is you filed a motion to Mr. Ives filed a motion to quash your subpoena and anything he's going to testify to. He has responded that it's all work product according to the attorney's motion. Mr. Baldwin, we've already told him. Mr. Razi, we've told him to stand down. Yes. All right. So I'll just grant the motion to quash. Yeah. Okay. One more issue to address about tomorrow while we're all sitting here. We gave them redacted it, and it just goes on and on about court stuff. They're doing house cleaning at this point. Okay. So here's the thing. So the woman's in the courtroom. She's been following jurors. She's been live streaming the whole time. Okay. Remember how I told you, pay attention to who people are homies with, who they cavort with. What's their intent? Now, I'll tell you, this is someone who is no, actually, it's not. But she did help. She knew about it. Quite a few of the people knew about it. Some of them shared hotel rooms, Airbnbs with them. It's people you wouldn't expect. And if you tell me that Razi didn't know about this, I'll tell you, you're full of shit, because he absolutely knew. And I find it funny that at sidebar, he's acting like he doesn't. I wonder how he reacted when he found out who it was. Very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe Teddy can tell us. Maybe Turbo will come tell us. Yeah, you're right, Teddy. You're right. You are absolutely right. Everybody pay attention to SK9315. Very interesting. How many people are very close to this person? And by the way, I'm going to show you the person's videos. This is their own videos that they put out. Now, here's what's also crazy. This person was not supposed to be in the state of Indiana because they were currently in trouble on probation. I believe it was probation, right, Teddy? In Ohio, because they do this kind of shit all the time. In fact, they bragged that they were going to do it in Idaho. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and watch. Her full name, I believe, is Truth and Transparency. So for the sake of truth and for the sake of transparency, I'm about to show you, as if you didn't need more, I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this, because this really bothers me. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. Sorry. All right. Come on. Get big. Get big. All right. There we go. I'm going to make this nice and big, and then we're going to start it over. Sorry, there's quite a few videos of it. All right. Enjoy.
I think it's 8. If you go to Wish, they just published a new article. Something happened this morning. I was too busy. Too busy doing what, Lana? Too busy trying to catch the jurors. Let's get the day started with beast mode. Yes, beast mode. Yes. I think it's 8. If you go to Wish, they just published a new article. Something happened this morning. I was too busy. Too busy doing what, Lana? Too busy trying to catch the jurors. Let's get the day started with beast mode. Yes.
Too busy trying to catch the jurors? Huh. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. Sorry. Let's make that nice and big.
And his Twitter partner was for years, locked them out and then sent the murder sheet all the chats that me, Kara, Nikki, Michael Osbrook were in, just Twitter chat DMs.
Well, guess what I did today? Y'all want to hear about it? I took a picture of every single person's car in every single fucking lot today. Yeah. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What's up? Come get some. I know about every juror in that motherfucker. You want some? Pay for it. Peace out.
And his Twitter partner was for years, locked them out and then sent the murder sheet all the chats. like just Twitter chat DMs.
Well, guess what I did today? Y'all want to hear about it? I took a picture of every single person's car in every single fucking lot today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What's up? Come get some. I know about every juror in that motherfucker. You want some? Pay for it. Peace out.
And his
You know what? You can draw your own conclusions from that. I'm not going to say it. There were quite a few people in that hotel room.
I said I had some business to attend to. I had to get the jurors license plates this morning, so I was busy scanning them, taking a look at everybody. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
You know, Donnie, to be fair, I think everybody who was in that hotel room was a little too old to be doing that. And I think some in particular were a little too smart to be doing that.
You just
Midi at the Falcon Car Wash, nonetheless.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. You just happy. What's up, guys? How are ya? How's it going? Huh? Girlies, look at it. Life is just great. Marine Corps veteran.
Just to be clear, she's live streaming the jurors' cars with their license plates, which I'm going to now have to edit and blur. God damn it. You're making me look like a dick too now. Wow.
Oh, Ohio. Had some business to attend to.
Is that true, Mandy Joe? Mandy Joe says she knows for 1,000% it's not true. Well, regardless, I'm mad at Lana. But also, you know that for 1,000%, can we rebuke this bitch? Can we rebuke her? Why? Like, why is she doing this? Why is this okay? Why did I hear his voice in that too, talking to her? And why was she looking at someone there? And why did I hear a guy laugh real loud? That's what I'm concerned with. Do you think she doctored the video? And we don't have to be mean about it, you know, but I'm very curious. I'm very curious what's going on here and how no one told her that was a bad idea. Or did they? And she edited it out. I would love to see it. I'm mainly concerned with her behavior here. I honestly, if I can be real with you guys, I kind of don't give a fuck who was in the hotel room because this is an adult woman who should fucking know better. I wish someone would have warned her. I wish people wouldn't have egged her on if they did. But how is this okay? Dude, that's the thing. How? How is this just seen now and reported? I don't know. Because she did this all live and a lot of people saw it. And a lot of the people who saw it, I noticed, like to come in and comment on my fucking videos that I'm full of shit. And that Lana never did that. No one did that. They're not friends, but then I see pictures and videos of them sitting next to each other in court. And I see pictures and videos of them praising each other. And I see them on panels together. And then I see this bitch actually doing what I was told she was doing from people who were also there. So I'm concerned. She was selling juror cards, by the way, right? That was her. This is a problem. I would love those. Support with Steffa, welcome. Can you send those to me? I would love those. Dude, you know she'll rip off your catalytic converter with her fucking teeth, this one. I mean, she's got Ohio running through her veins. She is a one-woman Drew Carey show. This is a lot.
I said I had some business to attend to. I had to get the jurors license plates this morning, so I was busy scanning them, Take a look at everybody. Everybody.
I would love to put this in a nutshell. How did I get in this silly nutshell? Listen, this young lady is live at the trial during jury selection, chewing catalytic convert. No, she's walking around filming the potential jurors' cars and then the actual jurors. That's a problem. She's also hanging out and bragging about it. And then, as we saw in the court transcript, that Judge Gull informs the attorneys that she has followed the jurors to their hotel where they are holed up specifically so they don't get harassed. And she is live streaming all of it. And she was sitting in the courtroom at that very moment. I love Cartnark. It absolutely has to be illegal. And you'd think the attorneys around her would have told her something. And her name is Lana, and she has a channel called Truth and Transparency, and she's just getting super chats the whole time. So, well, I don't know. I would ask him, Louise. I'm just saying, draw your own conclusions from this, but I was so disappointed. I don't know, EB. Maybe because they don't want anyone to know that they shouldn't be trusted for their opinion, and their opinion is that Richard Allen is innocent. I'm telling you, like, the people who are saying a lot of the shit, let's say this, they're interpreting a lot of things wrong, and they're flat out lying about quite a bit. And what bothers me, and I told you this from the beginning, when people were shitting on Judge Gull, I said, if you only knew the shit that they were pulling to make Judge Gull have to keep everything super private. I fully believe that people like Erica, people like this woman, and not only that, but the overall behavior of the people in the courtroom, including the attorneys linking crime scene photos of naked juveniles dead. Okay. And then a man ending up killing himself. All of that happened. And if that's not enough to seal and shut the fuck down a trial, to protect the little bit of dignity and sanctity these poor girls have left so that they can at least go through the trial without having to worry about things like a hung fucking jury, without having to worry about the families getting harassed, the fucking conspiracy theories. Judge Gull had to do what she did because of shit like this. So when the very people who are doing this shit are going, why can't we have a public trial? Why don't they open the records? This is bullshit. They're hiding something. It's your fault that happened. Your behavior led to this. If you want to know why this shit wasn't public, it's because of you. The people who did this. And part of me wonders if they did this shit on purpose so that they could go off on the whole Richard is innocent thing without being questioned. Of course, it's going to look like a conspiracy or some awful shit is being covered up when they have to cover everything up. But if you're a judge and you know that there's someone following jurors to their cars like this bitch, what would you do? If crime scene photos are leaked of little girls naked, covered in blood, what would you do? If someone killed themselves because of this, regardless of who the person was or what you think of them, what would you do? If it was your kids in your town, what would you do? It's one of the reasons I'm not that mad at Gull. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Okay. So let's continue because believe it or not, there's more. No, Bob did not leak the crime scene photos. No, the attorneys did. The attorneys had that shit laying out when their ex-employee just happened to swing by so Rozzy could go take a call and finish some business. A guy who doesn't even work at the firm anymore can just chill in the room with pictures of nude kids. No, Bob did not do that. No. The defense team allowed that to happen. And then they acted dumb. They played dumb. Oh, I had no idea. Please. Please. I'm biased and I don't know shit. Okay, Cindy. Okay. I think that's kind of rude. I'm showing you a woman who is filming the jurors. I mean, I'm just letting you know that there are people out there who I wouldn't necessarily trust. And that's going to make some people angry. It made her angry. It made Cindy very angry. But it's true. And also, look, we can have our opinions. You know, everybody have your opinions, but let's chill. It's nothing to get that fucking... We don't need to fight with each other. You know what I mean? She did it. Get mad at her. Get mad at Lana. To be clear, I'm not talking about Mata. Mata did not do that shit. I'm talking about the leaked crime scene photos. I mean, it is literally a guy that worked at their firm who walks in, goes and sits in a room. Teddy, don't be rude, Teddy. Teddy, chill, Teddy. Chill. Everybody chill. One is a mod and one is... Okay, everybody, Mia and Teddy make up, or I'm going to make you guys hang out. I don't know how. I have no authority. I wish I had authority. I don't have authority. I can't force you guys to like each other, but goddamn. Teddy's very feisty. Teddy had to sit through this shit in court, but at the same time, Teddy, chill, Teddy. We don't want you shadow banned. We will have Teddy and Turbo on to talk about their experience. And some of you might feel a bit like Cindy about it, and I apologize. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm very concerned about this behavior. Now, I like to think, let me put it this way. I like to think that maybe people didn't know. Because let's put it this way. Erica likes to pull people into her orbit and make relationships seem closer than they are. There is a good chance that this person could be doing the same. Okay. Yeah, not Cindy Sheriffs. Cindy Sheriffs was being sweet. Cindy Godard got very upset. I'm full of shit, apparently. Okay. So I'm just showing you her videos. I didn't make these videos. These are hers. These are Lana's. And nobody needs to take this stuff personal. You know what I mean? You did like the Grand Canyon, Cindy says. I'm very concerned with the defense allowing someone in their office when that shit is out on the table. And I think that's a fair concern. I think that was just so unprofessional and wrong. And they should have foreseen that. They should have protected those photos, and they didn't. So with that said, I just think that it's very, very important that when we consider why a lot of things happened the way they happened, why a lot of decisions were made, maybe it has something to do with this shit like this. Again, I showed you the court record. Obviously, the judge was pissed off. Here's another video. Here we go. Let's see what's going on here. What's going on here? Maybe there's a rational reason they filmed the jurors' cars. Maybe there's a rational explanation for this behavior. What
do you call it? That you can bring them out here? Oh, no, I know that you can. Here, I'll have, were you here for jury duty? Oh, no, you're not here for jury duty.
Oh, no.
Okay. We're interviewing.
Oops, we got nodes. Let me go back. Wait, whose birthday is it? Tiff Knox. Happy birthday, Tiff Knox. Happy birthday. Oh, shit. I wish I could get the bird mask. Oh, I wish I could get a bird mask. Who pulled a Scott? Where's Scott? Tulips for Scott. Tulips for Scott. Happy birthday, Tiff. Everybody, it's Tiff's birthday. Baka baka. Okay? A baka baka. Happy birthday. Durian mask? Dude, I need to find it. I do not know where that went. I put it on the other day. Actually, it was about 2 weeks ago, and then I lost it. I will be getting a new bird mask for you guys. Also, holy shit, Laura, thank you for the super chat. That will go towards the next bird mask. Thank you very much. No, actually, I found a really good. We're gonna do half is gonna go to a dog shelter, and the other half is gonna go. No, I don't think that's why. But I think that Cindy, I thought you said fuck off. I thought you told me to fuck off. What difference does it make? This is concerning behavior. What difference does it make? Because I've been fed a bunch of bullshit for the past year or two from people who said everything's on the up and up. Richard was oppressed and there was no fuckery in this case and the judge was out of line and corrupt. And then I see this behavior and I go, oh, that's why the judge is mad. And then I read the transcripts and the judge is like, hey, here's why I'm mad. And I'm showing people, why are you mad that I'm showing people things that happened? Things that happened. And listen, I'm a little concerned about people getting so pressed. You can like someone a lot. You can like someone a lot. I don't care what creator they are. I don't care how many followers they are. I'm showing you the one doing the fuck shit. Now, I heard a voice in another one that made me very concerned. And it's very disappointing. And I'm very sad if it is that person. And that's all I'm saying. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now. Because one person says it is, and the other person says it isn't. And then that person says, I have proof. And then they say, I have proof. Well, okay. Not that it fucking matters what I think. And if you don't like what I think, you don't have to watch me say what I think. And that's the great part of the internet. Yeah, and Natalie says that. And I did hear a cheer, and I'm a little concerned. We can focus on Lana, but we're also not going to look away when we hear other things. We are going to question them. We have to be fair to everybody. So we are giving the benefit of the doubt, but I'm a little concerned and disappointed. With that said, watch her do this.
What do you call it? That you can bring them out here. Oh no, I know that you can. Here, I'll have Were you here for jury duty? Oh no, you're not here for jury duty.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
We're interviewing potential jurors. What do you call it? That you can bring them out here. Oh no, I know that you can. Here, I'll have Were you here for jury duty? Okay.
No.
I'm muted. Here's the thing. He doesn't have to answer to me, Mandy. Nobody has to answer to me. I just am a little disappointed. And here's the other thing. I'm not going to put anyone on blast and embarrass them when I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm showing you Lana's videos. I can't help with who's perhaps in the background, you know? But like, I don't really get, like, he's not out there doing that. Bob didn't do anything wrong. He's not out there fucking doing what I'm concerned with what she's doing. Now, if he was around her, I wish that he would have said, hey, you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And if you guys have some sort of proof that's going to add to the OSINT and prove a certain part of this story or whatever it is we're watching her do, then by all means submit it. But Well, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm not looking away from it. And I think that's upsetting some people. But I'm also not, if I could just say like, yeah, he did it. He was there and he encouraged this. But I don't think he did. I don't know. It sounds like he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I'm also not going to question him. He doesn't owe me shit. You know what I mean? I'm just a little disappointed if that is, because I expected more. And I am very concerned because I did watch that video quite a bit. And people who I trust said they saw what they saw. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And I'm sorry. But like, let me put it this way. There are a lot of people that I absolutely adore in comedy. And I've had to work with them and find out, wow, this hero is kind of not who I expected. Let's just say that. I don't find it incumbent upon them to tell me, hey, let me prove to you that I'm a good person, but I also don't approach them with that, hey, you owe me something. They gave me years of joy. Thank you for those years, you know? But at the same time, I didn't make this fucking video. And I do find this very concerning. And I just would like to apologize if somebody that you really like is engaging in concerning behavior, or if people perceive them as engaging in concerning behavior, or maybe they didn't. I don't know. But the quest isn't really to find that out. Tonight, the quest is look at what this bitch did. And be aware that people behave like this and maybe don't behave like this. And also be aware that this was a very real problem in this trial. So when you're looking at and hearing 1,000 times a day, it's like, build the wall, build the wall. People loved that shit because it was a slogan they could repeat. It was short. It was simple. Had a lot of fucking shit behind it. Okay? Whether you agree with it or not, people love talking points. They love repetitive rallies, cries, slogans. They fucking love slogans. That's what marketing is. Okay? So when I'm just hearing a lot of people out there saying there was no corruption, everything was above the book, everything was great, judge goes a cunt, judge goes a cunt, judge goes a cunt, judge goes a cunt, what an awful judge, what an awful judge, what an awful judge. And then I get the transcripts, and she seems to have a pretty good rapport with both sets of attorneys. She seems to behave in a manner that isn't that crazy other than when she removed them. And I always wonder why. And then I see shit like this and I go, oh, okay. I think you guys should see this shit. So you're not spending your day looking in the mirror going, that judge is a cunt, that judge is a cunt, that judge is a cunt. Maybe consider what they were putting up with. And that's a good point. TB is fighting for his freedom for jury tampering. And yet we're looking at someone tampering with a jury. And I just don't understand why people are upset that I'm showing them that. But it's okay. Everyone can have their opinions. I'm concerned with this woman's actions.
We're interviewing potential jurors. What do you call it? That you can bring them out here? Oh, no, I know that you can. Here, I'll have, were you here for jury duty? Oh, no, you're not here for jury duty.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
We're interviewing potential jurors. What do you call it? That you can bring them out.
So I muted again. Cindy's pissed. I don't know what to do about that. Sorry, Cindy. I don't think I'm full of shit at all. I'm just showing you things. That happened. So I don't know what to tell you, hon. Not muted, not muted. So when I tell you that I get concerned about some of the things, let me put it this way. I want to see the court records and then decide what I decide. Okay? That's what I want. But when people go, why are you not Free Richard? Why are you not Free Richard? Because everything I've heard from the Free Richard movement has been adjacent to people like this. And if you think I'm full of shit, I just showed you. This is one of the top creators in that game. Okay? In that group. I want to see the evidence. Yeah, Mia, I want to see the evidence. And I'm just very concerned with some of the shit that I've heard from multiple people who were in this person's orbit, or about them, I should say. And I'm not going to sit here and like put certain people on blast and embarrass them, because you can't help what you are not what your friends or your family do. Let's just say that, you know? But people who behave like this, yes, I will. And this person behaved like this. So you should see this so that when you go, I wonder why the judge made the decision she made as far as not showing people everything. Because there were other people out there who were already doing that. They were showing you the jurors' fucking cars, their license plates. They were bragging about it in hotel rooms. People cheered them on, as you heard. This is concerning. And just be aware of it. Yeah, guilt by association is a bitch. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, I am concerned with some of the people that I heard cheering. Not just one, like a few. It upsets me and it disappoints me. But I'm not gonna go out here and prove who they are and put them on blast for her behavior. But I will say, I take note of that shit. And I put a lot of incentive into the people who told me the truth, and people told me this was happening, and now I'm seeing it with my eyes, and I'm going, well, I trust them now. And if people want to hate me for that, that's fine. Again, I don't need a lot of viewers. I'm not in this to actually, get the largest army or have a real cult. I'm more concerned with debunking shit, calling out bullshit behavior, paying attention to this VR worm named Marcus and his travels. I'm very, very concerned with Fredrickson, what happens with him. And I really am very concerned with victims and suspects' families getting treated wrong, finding out facts in cases. Tartan, plaids, anything on that fabric, I'm very interested in. Clearly, Canadians, what's a good snack? If you guys haven't been paying attention to Kenny Davenport, holy shit. Kenny Davenport, sweet little old man, out here tasting chips for us. Biscuits and gravy with sausage. Biscuits and gravy with sausage, potato chips. With his newsboy hat, and he has suspenders, and he's in the park, and he's like, let's taste these chips. I commented under his video, we have conversed. It's funny because we had Moose Flute, Kenny, Kinnaid, and now we have Kenny Davenport with his chips. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm not going to play his video through. I want you to go watch it. It's on. I posted on our community wall. He's a guy who tastes snacks and tells you about them. Sometimes you don't even see the snacks, but it's a nice break from having to watch. It's audio. It's auditory. That's fun. So we love Kenny. I love you, Kenny. And we support him. Yeah, no Moose Flute tonight. We'll do that next time, though. We'll dive back into that. The chip fella, you mean Crisps? Well, he's American. I think he is. I don't think he's Canadian. I think he's Midwest. Maybe Nebraska. Ooh, do we have nodes? Am I frozen? So, I do. Yeah, I'm very concerned with a worm that throws things and says fish fucker. And these are my concerns, Are we taking dirty tonight or talking dirty? We're talking about Marcus, so of course it's dirty. So with that said, I have a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies. Comedy, crime, lurking, chips, Marcus, VR, antipasto crimes, which they took down because of copyright. God damn it. But one of them is not being popular on YouTube or the internet necessarily. Again, it's a lot of pressure. I kind of like keeping the expectations really low. So I don't care who I upset. And because of that, I can show you anything. Any kind of fuck shit behavior. And if you don't like it, you can do a Cindy Godard and hit the canyon, babe. Hit the canyon, babies. It's fine. Go to the canyon. Go look at it. Go look at its splendor. Check out that rock. Isn't it smooth? Go to it. And if you want to stick around, I'll show you some more VR worm shit. And then maybe some jury tampering. Did you see the interview with the Bundy survivor from 7 days ago on Frasier Productions? I did not, but I will star it and I will watch. I did see Ted Bundy's nephew do an interview, which is my buddy's cousin. And I'm just very like, that was a lot. A lot of Ted Bundy shit's coming out from people from the past who are like, okay, I'll talk now. And I'm like, you guys know he died in the 80s, but he put people through hell. You know, he put people through hell. I do think that, you know, a lot of emotions flew while I was showing you that lady doing naughty things to the jury, doing naughty things outside the courthouse. Goodbye, Mike. Have a good one. A lot of shit got flown between the chat. I'm noticing as I scroll up. Wow, you guys are impassioned. But I think the only thing that can fix that is
Driving on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Oh shit, big boy get loose. Oh shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, oh shit, when you falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you doing like that? Oh shit, you just like a fat. Oh shit, pick up your back. Oh, I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get the big ass off.
oh, good. I was muted the whole time. Excellent. Because everything I said was so controversial. I don't know that anybody could have handled it. No, I wanted to say thank you. I just looked at my phone for the first time and noticed Rajbahandari, I think, did I say that right? Thank you very much for your coffees. I will spend that on coffees. I appreciate you very much. And thank you to Susan. Susan, thank you. I will spend that on the ALF sex hotline. Okay. Dr. Mercado said that he won't talk about Delphi again because he gets crucified. Well, that's a bit extreme. Crucified? They put his big ass up on a cross. I'm sorry. I'm big as shit. I'm allowed to say that, but goddamn, So he's been stigmatized. Is that what you're saying? LOL. Is that what you do when you have to fart? Accidentally put my stigmata or get crucified? I love you guys. You're the best. Okay. So here's the next thing we're going to do. I promised you this earlier. We're going to talk about Coldplay. He didn't say crucified. You did. Okay. Yeah. What did he say about Delphi? He said, did someone wear a scrunchie and talk shit? We'll go in on that. For those of you who aren't on Twitter or just didn't happen to see this story, it's so good. And I would feel sorry for this couple if they weren't so stupid. It's just so silly. So there's a company called Astronomer, and they have a CEO, and he started banging the head of HR. But he has a wife and she has a husband. So somebody from their work, and this part I think is true. I was looking into it. It seems that this is true. Someone at Astronomer just, they got hired there. They made nice with the CEO as a sign of thank yous. They bought Coldplay tickets for everybody in the office, including the CEO and the head of HR. So this guy buys Coldplay tickets for everyone. They go to the Coldplay concert. This happens, and then that guy got fired, supposedly. He got rehired at another place in a day, but he got fired for buying the Coldplay tickets that led, according to the CEO, to this unfortunate event. I say it's the CEO and the head of HR's fault that this happened. Some people said he put out a statement that blames Coldplay. I was telling you earlier about how you guys did a good job with Mike Hunt, right? And how funny that was. Got a better one. It was a fake statement put out by a guy with something along those lines of a name. But we're going to watch this because it's funny. And oh my God, Coldplay.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what?
So as you can see, this man and this lady got caught. They got caught. Yeah, they were among staff. They were pretty open about it, it seems. Pretty open about it. And Chris Martin did call it. Your sister-in-law was at that concert and she witnessed it happen. Oh my God, that's amazing. Busted. Oh my God. This is crazy. So that happened at the Coldplay concert. That's what that's all about. In case you guys have been seeing that all over the place and wondering what the hell. Now, I just want to show you a couple of cool memes people have been making. This is one of my favorites. Holy shit. Mandy Joe, the Coldplay stuff. People are making. Stevie, you know how I know you're gay? Because I saw you make some sourdough bread. I know all those, Stevie, cover your ears. People cheated on their spouses. And then someone made this meme. Obsessed with it. Satan is hollering. Yeah, they were both married. And then the guy who bought the entire office, the Coldplay tickets, got fired because the CEO was like, this was all your fault. This is so funny. It's unfortunate, but the meme is so good. Now, here's the best part. People are already, I love the facts, dude. He's a guy who gets the facts. Okay. So this statement from the CEO you just saw has been going around on Twitter. Okay. And I'm going to show you that statement right here. The CEO, Andy Bryan, the CEO of astronomy. Oh, good. It paused. It paused. By the way, that's my other account. If you follow me, that's my comedy one. If you talk shit to me, I will rain hellfire on you on that account. Be nice. Be nice to dad. Yeah. Penis. Penis. I don't know why it's pausing like that. Stop sharing. Let me reshare it. I don't know. Sharing. We're sharing. Sharon creates. Can you tell me how to fix this, Sharon? Fucking StreamYard, his and X have been giving me hell all day. Well, whatever. Anyway, it's a guy named P. Enos who actually made that memo. So it's not his real statement. It's a fake statement. It's very funny. Everything's freezing. I don't know what's going on. Everything's freezing. Comedy Robot's at it again. Okay. Well, everything is frozen. So I'd like to thank StreamYard for that. You rule. You can go read the fake statement online. I do blame Bob Mata for this. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Bob, if you're out there, Bob, back me up. Were they cheating? Bob, come here. Tell me. It is awkward. It's wild as fuck. I can't believe it. Penis. Put that statement out. Everything is frozen. Everything is dust. I know. Bob knows. Bob, hey, Mandy, go get Bob. I need to ask him about these motherfuckers kissing. Was it a real kiss? Did they use tongue? Are they really divorced? Bob? Yeah, where is Sharon? I miss her. We're going to blame Bob for everything. I promise you guys, I'm not blaming Bob. I'm blaming Lana. What if Lana did, like, I don't know. I'm not going to say it. What if she did What if she did fucking, like, put, you know what I mean? Like, what if she tried to insert audio to make it seem like she's friends with all these people? She's not. It's fucking wild. I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody. Peanid and vagina. If you've been bullied by me, call Mata and Mata. They will help you. What's a motto with me? I'm bullying you. Call them. Yeah, Lana, she's a monster. Mushroom memes? I'll show you some mushroom memes. Okay, this is the Coldplay statement is never going to load. Yeah, okay, so here, I'll just read it to you, okay? I'll read it to you. How about that? Where is Stevie? You're blocked by Stevie. What'd you do? Did you harass Stevie when he had his earmuffs on? That's what I'm saying. What if that happened? What if it's all a setup? What if it was never Bob at all? What if it was Richard and they hit him in the hotel room? I'm just kidding. Did you get touched at Camp? Oh my God. We're never going back to Camp Shorty. Okay. So here, it finally fucking loaded. I'll show this to you. Locked and loaded. Here we go. Now this is a fake press statement. Also poor Stevie. Statement from CEO Andy Byron. Fake press statement. I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, blah, blah, blah. I ask for privacy. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Isn't that Coldplay lyrics? Andy. Now, what's hilarious is that this is a fake press release posted earlier by an obvious troll account, P. Enos, who isn't at CBS. God damn it. Now, one of the best responses I've seen to any of this is from a guy who said, I can empathize with all of this because this exact thing happened to me one time. And it was a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. And I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. I don't ever want to feel like truth and transparency, following the jurors home so I can fuck up things. Okay. How about we end this way? We're going to end with, you guys want to end with some Marcus? I think tomorrow we'll go over the recent Lisk stuff. How about that? Tomorrow we'll go over Lisk things. Okay? And trust me, you two bad actors would never shit you. You're her favorite turd. When she tells you, don't bring your side chick to a public event. That's the best thing. Stevie, unplug your headphones. Listen, Stevie, unearmuff. Never bring your side chick to a public event, Stevie. Okay? So you can hear her fuck her face. No. How you get a job here, fuck face? Someone tell me who that quote's from. Yeah, the CEO did it. That is true. He did blame the employee. He absolutely did. Well, we can't because copyright also. Oh, yeah, Laura, I saw that. That was embarrassing. Yeah, and then that guy lost his job, right? He's the one who lost his job, and it was all yellow. Fed smoker, thank you very much. Conald Peterson. Retired double agent, fuckface. All right. So we went through a lot tonight. We had a lot of emotions. Cindy got tossed in the canyon. That's unfortunate. We only had 2 trolls. Not too bad. And it wasn't Cindy Sheriff. It was Cindy Goddard. Longtime viewer. Couldn't handle the truth or the transparency. I blame Bob. Back me up, Bob. No, I'm just kidding. I blame Mandy. I'm just kidding. I blame Satan. I blame Cindy. I blame you anyway. Sheriffs. If you were a sheriff, would you be sheriff? Because that's fucking cool. And I will get you a little badge that says that if you want one. Wahlberg. Exactly. You get it. Okay. So how about this? We're going to end with, we got two Marcus videos that are short. They're sweet. They have nothing to do with feet. So that's nice. Tomorrow we're going to go over new lists. So loud. Yeah. Also, when in doubt, blame Stevie. He's innocent. He can handle it. He needs to be bullied more. Stevie, take your earmuffs off. We're going to bully you, kid. Listen up. No, Stevie's protected. He's protected. He's a made man. I do want to show you guys one more thing. Now, you've never seen this before. This is brand new. I hope you enjoy it. And then we're going to go into Marcus. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I'm sorry to everyone. I disappointed. Cry about it, bitch. I love you guys so much. Here we go.
Get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't get on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Never seen a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy ain't grilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got tools on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, shit, big boy on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Shit, you just make a back. Shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get your big ass off.
What you got there?
Oh no. Oh, we're out of time.
Wait, what do you mean we're out of time? What's that mean?
Patrick Pinkleton and the paper towel cartel just overthrew the Malaysian government.
Patrick Pinkleton? Is that his name? Are you rubbing up on me, Marcus? Thanks, Marcus. You're very slimy.
Maybe.
Who is? Wait. Patrick Pinkleton? Is this a guy I have to watch out for? Is he going to be around here?
Probably.
Okay. What does he look like?
Marcus stealth capability activate.
Where did he go? Into this. What is happening? Ow!
I can't get in the garage.
Marcus, get out of the fucking car if you need to do this.